When did we change from girls talking about dance practice and AP exams to wedding invitations and the best way to hang curtains? We once discussed what to wear to the Fordham dance or to prom, and now we talk about wedding gowns. I can't believe after 7 years of dating and 2 years of planning, this day is finally here. I could not possibly be more excited for you. Since we became best friends, it was no surprise that I was one of the people over Katie's house, hanging out on her front steps, because we were only 16 and did not have the luxury to drive anywhere yet, when a familiar-looking boy walked down Tomlinson Avenue multiple times. You did. In typical teenage girl fashion, we connected the dots and recognized the boy as Pete, someone who had just begun hanging out in our circle of friends. Before long, a romance began between Pete and Katie, as they lived right around the corner from one another. Pete looked much older than we did, leading Katie to nickname him 30-year-old Pete. But that didn't stop her from agreeing to go on a real date. Now remember, real dates that went beyond hanging out with friends and talking on AOL Instant Messenger rarely existed. I remember their plans were to spend the day in Manhattan, and Katie was concerned she wouldn't have enough conversation to sustain an entire day. Well, of course they had an amazing day together, and 7 years later they recreated that day, and Pete asked Katie to marry him. Pete and Katie, you have been in my life as a couple for 9 years now, and I could not be happier for the both of you to begin your married life together. This is the part of the Maid of Honor speech where I'm supposed to give Pete some words of wisdom for how to be a successful husband to Katie. However, because of our long history together, I do not have any words of wisdom for Pete. You two know each other as well as any two people can. Katie, if you are even half as good a wife as you are a friend, Pete is unbelievably lucky. I myself am so lucky to have a friend who is so easy to be happy for, especially on days like today. Pete, I know you already know that Katie is an amazing person. My only request of you is that you never forget how blessed you are that Katie has chosen you to spend her life with. Treasure her and treasure this day, and I wish you both the most amazing life together. You met as friends, and it evolved into a love that many people rarely find today. Some people search their whole lives to find true love. For Katie and Pete, it was right around the corner. If you're going to grow old together, it's nice to grow up together too.